I should say, um, where the joy of numerology, let me get this straight here a second, where the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. What we're going to do is we're going to have a part two from last Monday because the response was so tremendous. And I do want to thank everybody for sharing, liking, subscribing. All this is new to me, but it's a very fascinating thing. Shortly, I'll be getting someone to help me moderate so I can kind of keep up with everybody. I also want to thank my guest last Wednesday. Um, Francis Rebels Bay, one of the brilliant brothers in the field of numerology and meditation. I hope you've taken advantage. He did give an offer that for those that couldn't get through because there were so many of you to email him and he would make sure he responds, and he is no joke with that. So I would not take that opportunity lightly. I would take advantage of that, learn. In fact, a couple of people said they've already scheduled and set up an appointment. So, the brother Rebels Bay, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. The cosmic forecast, the Live with Lloyd cosmic forecast. The sun is in Virgo. Today, the moon is in the sign of Gemini, but on Wednesday morning, on the very first day of September, it goes into the cardinal sign of Cancer. Now, cardinal sign in astrology means signs that denotes a change of the seasons. And there are four cardinal signs, four fixed signs, four mutable signs. But as for cardinal signs, it simply denotes, and it's very easy because cardinal means signs that denotes a change in the seasons or the weather. So for Cancer, it denotes summer. For Libra, it denotes fall. For Capricorn, it denotes winter. For spring, it denotes Aries. These are the four cardinal signs, or the 4 points that give us directions in the changes of our seasons. Fixed means that, okay, once the season change, we're mid into it. So, for example, if you look at Capricorn, which is winter, then if you go to the next sign over, Capricorn is fixed because that means now we're really into it. It's not just a shading or a snapshot or kind of a tease. Now it's full on winter. And then the Pisces would be mutable, which means now we're coming out of winter, getting ready to go into spring, which is April. So there's really a lot to it. And we're going to have an astrologer on. Actually, she's a solar biologist that will be on Wednesday. Now, she may not talk about that. She's got other things she's going to talk about. But in the meantime, I just want to make note of that. And then on Friday, at some point, it will go into Leo already. So, again, as I've said repeatedly, this is why you need an astrologer to do your information, that you could be born in the morning and the moon is in one sign, and another person born late in the evening, and by that time the moon has changed signs. And there's also a thing called void, of course, which means that while the changing of the moon from one sign to another is kind of in a state of flux. I'm going to have the astrologer on Wednesday explain that too. But in the meantime, though, what I wanted to do was go over and review, because there were questions asked of me. If you go to a hypnotist, whatever, one of the things they do is they tap into the subconscious mind. Your conscious, you may not remember what you had for breakfast 2 days ago, last week. The subconscious remembers everything, even back to the childhood. This is why you will have sometimes trauma victims. They can't quite remember, and what they'll do is they'll send them to a hypnotist who relaxes the mind to tap into the subconscious mind that never forgets anything. Even Bruce Lee says you must pay close attention how you talk to yourself, because your body will believe everything you tell it. I don't know his exact quote. Maybe I'll get that quote from somewhere, but I saw that recently and it's no joke. So you might say, well, I'm not too bright and you're joking around. The subconscious doesn't joke, okay? And what happens is I've often used this technique when clients have come to me and the answer, I'm not clear or sure, but I know their subconscious mind knows. And what I'll do, and I want you to do this too, the first three numbers that come to your mind, write them down. Don't change them, because what it will do is reflect what's on your mind in the moment at this time. Oftentimes, it will reflect, especially yes or no answers. It will also reflect uh, the possibility of what's going on consciously, subconsciously, and also maybe even the people you're thinking about. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up again to review this so you can see for yourself. Um, and then we will go to it. Okay. So for Okay. And then now we're going to turn this over to you and see what we got. Okay. Let's go to our comment section. Okay. I'm starting with hi to Kira Winters. Bless her. Lisa, good evening to you. Hey, cousin, Tom Johnson, TJ. All righty. Stephanie. Now, I need somebody, Jackie Fillmore. I need somebody to give me some three-digit numbers right quick, okay? If not, we will definitely talk about this more. Peace. Um, with TJ, he says 509 comes to mind. Now, what happens is five is always indicative of a change. So maybe in some way, shape, or form, he is longing for a change, longing for making a move. In other words, to break away from the routine of things, to establish more variety, more personal freedom, to do things that means a lot to them, to him in that way. He could also be reflecting on a Gemini, although he's a Libra, so it's not him. But there could be a Gemini or Virgo somewhere around in the scene with this, or a person born on the 5th, the 14th, or 23rd of the month. And it means also probably a desire for travel. And it says, seem like we lost columns here. I don't know. King Simon, hey, buddy. I took myself off the screen. Okay, I'm back on the screen now. I should be. That's so people can look. Again, folks, all this is new. So I'm doing what I can. Okay. Uh, now, in fact, Tom says he's looking to move because five always rules movement. Now, in the case of Georgette Samuels, the number is 321. Now, what happens is this number adds up to a six. So let's say this person has a yes or no question. It means no is the answer to the question. It also means that this person might be in the process of making some adjustments, moving into a home, moving out of a home, going back to school, getting involved in a weight loss or exercise program. The person that they can have in mind, or they themselves could either be a Taurus or Libra, or born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th of any month. So that's what this person may be having on their mind. And as for, let's see, Andrea, for example, her number is 237. Now, this number adds up to a 12, which adds up to a 3. Three, if it's of a yes or no nature, yes is the answer, but not as definite like a number one. One is definitely a yes, no question. With three, yeah, but you never know. All righty. But that is of this person's concern is of a yes or no. However, if they are thinking about somebody in particular, it could be a Sagittarius, or they could be a Sagittarius, or in fact a Pisces, or someone born on the 3rd, 12th, 21st, or 31st of the month. This person also could be about their career, what motivates them, also expanding their world. It could be a concern about dealing with legal matters, or the person needs to avoid getting caught up in some scandal or drama where somebody tried to ruin their name or reputation too. So there's a lot to this. And the very first number was a 2, which means that the person would probably like to do this with somebody in the mix with them as well, saying, okay, come on, in other words, taking like-minded people. But the answer, the final number is a 7, I noticed, which suggests to me that in the closing thing, that eventually they're going to have to do their own thinking. And as I've told my listeners before, my clients, you either think for yourself or somebody will do your thinking for you. So maybe that's the case in your situation, Andrea. Okay. Let's see who else we got here. We got Teresa, I think. Okay. And by the way, in about a week or two, I'll figure out how to do this and we'll get a moderator so they can just help me do this. Well, with Teresa, her numbers are 149. All right. And one plus, it's interesting. With TJ, his numbers was 509. With Teresa's, her number is 1, 4, and 9. But basically 5, because this adds up to it, 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 is always indicative about change, movement, variety, freedom, flexibility, not doing the same old, so to speak. They may have a desire to not let people sweat them. They may have a desire to travel. They could have a Gemini on their radar, or they themselves could be a Gemini or Virgo, or born on the 5th, 14th, or 23rd of the month. And it also means that deep down, subconsciously, that what they're doing is they're looking for greater variety. They're looking to do things where there's more freedom and flexibilities, where they don't have to account to anybody other than themselves. So I would say if anybody is in Teresa's life in a romantic way or something of that nature, I would say right now from these 3-digit numbers you just gave, give the sister some breathing room, okay? Don't be clocking her like, honey, where you going? What you doing? You come back. I would say from those 3-digit numbers, you're gonna have some problems. Plus, her last number is a 9, which means she's ready to cut her losses. She's ready to get rid of either something or someone. So if you've been straddling the fence, you might be that someone. Or if there have been things that she feels that she needs to outgrow and let go, this would be the time, which is maybe motivating the need for a change. So that's how you read it. There's several ways of doing this. Okay, this is another one. This is from, let's see, this is from Anita. Her number is 487. All righty. So this adds up to 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. All right. So it means yes is the answer to the question, Anita, if it's of a yes or no nature. It also means that if you were thinking about doing anything, this is the time to step out on faith. This is the time to do things on your terms. This is the time where your best buddy subconsciously to make the next step should be me, myself, and I. It's not about what your mate might want, the children might want, parents might want, brothers and sisters, relatives, neighbors, co-workers. It's about what you, Anita, want for yourself. Plus, these three numbers add up to 19. Now, I'm going to start having tarot readers on. There's one I've contacted, or one I contacted by email. I've got to lock that in. She said she would love to be on. But 19 is called the Prince of Heaven, denoting honor, success, and esteem. So it tells me that she is probably about to embark on something that might bring her notoriety, recognition, some esteem, or something of that nature. But the point is about being more independent. And in addition to it being a yes or no, if that's the case, it also means that about being more independent, self-reliant. It also means that there could be a Leo or in a minor way, Aquarius or Aries in the mix too. Or maybe somebody born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, especially, or the 28th of the month that she needs to deal with or address. But it's about being honest and speaking her truth. And that's how she feels. In the case with, let's see, this is pharmacy, peace and love. There was one other person before this I got, let's see, right here, Stephanie. That's who I meant to get. Stephanie's number is 210, okay? When this adds up to a 3, don't forget in numerology, you got to keep adding all the numbers until you get to one single digit, all right? And since it adds up to a 3, it means something could be about the career. If it is of a yes or no nature, as you saw from what I've shown you, yes is the answer to the question initially, but not as definite, okay? But there's a good possibility that yes is the answer to the question. Not only that, but it indicates something that has to do with self-improvement, enhancing her name or reputation, or getting something out there that will put her to the top. When a person has a 3 as a final number like that, it means there's something dealing with either legal or semi-legal matters. It means that the person might need to avoid trying to get caught up in any scandals or whatever the case is. And it means that the person might be in a situation where some around them is being dictatorial on the job, dictatorial in the relationship or the family, or somewhere around them, and they need a break. The fact that the first number is a 2 means that the approach is going to be one of teamwork, one of cooperation, one of patience and understanding, kindness and consideration. The last number is a 0. Now, 0 adds up to an 8. So that means in the end, the approach is going to be finally in the final analysis about business, about being objective. You know what I'm saying? That, okay, get out of your feelings and really lay back objectively and look and assess how things are going. And that's how I see it for you, Stephanie. Okay, and this is Ken. Now, here's what's interesting. The last person's numbers was 321. This number is 123, but it's still a six. So, like the caller before this one, Teresa, this person can too could be making adjustments. Normally, in this, when there's a six like this, not only is know the answer to the question, but oftentimes this particular person might be thinking about going back to school, taking a course, whether online or whatever the case is, getting involved in something that relates to the family, rearranging the home, moving out of the home, moving into the home. Since six is also associated with births and pregnancies, marriages, separations, and divorce, there could be some of these things happening, not to them necessarily them, but maybe somebody around them that would affect them directly or indirectly. I would suggest they wear the color blue, but the fact that their first number is a number one means that, okay, it's about I need to do something for me in terms of either my health, my appearance, my living arrangements, my relationships. And the last number being a three simply suggests that, therefore, a lot of the emphasis will be upon the career or things of that nature too. So that's how I see it. And by the way, Ken, I think I told you it could have a Scorpio, Libra or Taurus on the brain, or somebody born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th of the month. And Teresa says, thank you. And you're more than welcome. I really want to thank everybody that's taken the time to do this, because it is a lot of fun. Now, in this case, Hip Hop Blender, whoever they may be, submitted their birthday. And this person is a earth sign with actually it's an air number, although 11 adds up to a two. Of all the two series, the second, the 11th, the 20th, and the 29th, if you notice, out of four of them, three of them have a two, such as 2, 20, 29. Well, this number has two ones, which is why it's referred to in numerology as a master number. So this person is kind of, to me, like an earth sign with a fire number, because one is fire and it's repeated twice. So that means they're very pragmatic, they're very practical, they're very grounded, uh, and they're very perceptive too. And 11 people, or twos in general, are very visionary. They know things. They just don't know how they know. They just know, and that's all they need to know as far as they are concerned. Alrighty, and it simply means in this case that their key numbers are the 2, 7, and 3, and no, excuse me, 2, 7, and 5, and Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are their best days. What did this person say? This person says everyone shows three digits. Where are the three digits coming from? The three digits, this is a very good question, Vivica. I think I'm saying your name right, Vivica. The three digit coming from your mind. It's like you're thinking something, and that's the point. Think of anything on your mind, a situation, a relationship, or whatever's going on, and then just any three numbers that come to your mind. Just that simple. And so it's not numbers that you have to plan in advance. The fact that the subconscious is trying to give you answers to these situations, okay? And how that is done is by simply, okay, a 245. That's the number I gave. So that's an 11. And that adds up to an 11, which adds up to a 2. And it means a state of transition. Or I could have been thought about a cancer, or a person born on the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, the 29th of the month, or you have to be patient, or whatever the case is. But all these things are what helps you. So whatever your three-digit number is, get back. And sometimes you think you're making it up, but you're not. You would believe it, believe me or not. It's really not. It's how we tap into the subconscious mind. And by the way, if you want to know more about this, this is found in my book, Numbers and You, on page 370. All right. It's called Numerology and Thought Reading, How to Read the Thought of a Person. Um, what I want to ask, okay, this is Annette Robinson. Now, the three-digit number she came up with was 421. Now, these numbers, as you can see, add to the single digit of a 7. 7, wherever I see it, always indicates something reflective, something wanting, like getting to the answers of some situation. It also indicates a need to go down the rabbit hole to get to some underlying questions. Subconsciously, there could be some things coming to the surface that you may not have known before. It also indicates there could be a Pisces or Cancer involved, or somebody born on the 7th, the 16th, or the 24th of month involved in this. It could also be a point where they just want to go somewhere where there's the sand, the sea, and the sun. If you look at the first number, it's a 4, which tells me they're laying the foundation to maybe get some space to themselves, to be as organized as much as possible so they can take a rest and go somewhere where there's the sand, the sea, and the sun. If you notice, her last number is a number 1, which would indicate that in the final analysis, ultimately, all of this soul searching is about making herself a better person, examining herself more honestly, more truthfully, in a way that gives credence to what she's doing, and to let her know that, I knew I wasn't crazy after all, but sometimes people will make you think you are. And so that's how I'm reading that. And okay, so let me see. This is this is Vivica, and she says hers is 369, and then she just gave me Vivica. Okay. And Yvette Davis, her number is 726. Now that adds up to 15. Um, and what that simply means is this person, that's interesting, about out of the 5 or 6 or 7 numbers that I've read so far, about 3 or 4 of them numbers add up to a 6. So something is going on that's affecting home and family, commitments, relationships, jobs, commitments, health, because 6 rules health as well. It could be something affecting moving in a home, moving out of a home, whatever the case is. But hers is a 6, which indicates that. But her first digit is a 7, which means she's given long thoughts to what has finally come to pass. And if it's of a yes or no nature, it says no is the answer to the question. It also means it could be a Taurus. She could be a Taurus, or a Libra. She could be a Libra, born on the 6th, 15th, or 24th. But the point is that you want to be better. And in fact, whenever I see 6 subconsciously come, especially from a woman, it suggests to me they're about a makeover. Redo their hair, lose a pound or two. That dress that they couldn't get in a long time, they pull it out and say, "Dress, I'm coming for you before the summer's over," or whatever the case is. Um, so that's how I see it. And it also indicates, because don't forget, it can be read negative too. I mean, in a cautionary way. So, for example, it would suggest not to be controlling, not to be demanding, as things like that, and not to be a perfectionist. The fact that it adds up to a 6, and the total or the last number is a 6, would indicate there are some adjustments she has to make. And when it comes to colors, I would say she should select blues from the lightest to the darkest, as that would help in the attraction too. Okay, let's see what we got. This is Kelly Hernandez. All righty. Um, Kelly's is 574. Now this adds up to 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. So with you, Kelly, it indicates you right now have a desire where you want to be your own best company, where it's about, I don't feel like being bothered with a lot of people. I don't feel like being bothered with the noise, the drama, the confusion. I really need to be left alone. The fact that the first number is a 5 indicates a need for change. That is the foundation for which this subconscious number is arrived. So it's about making some changes, also making sure you analyze everything perfectly in terms of what is needed to do what you got to do. It indicates also from this subconsciously, don't chase after what you want, but magnetize it by just visualization. Maybe you have a vision board that'll help you, but seeing things on the mental screen will be more powerful too, or is equally powerful. And it also indicates a very individualistic approach to things, whether people like it or not. Hey, they're gonna have to get with the program. So that's how I see that, Kelly. Alrighty. Okay. Uh, Annette said, nailed it. Thanks, Lloyd. I forgot what I read it. Oh, yes. Annette was 4 421. All right. This one is interesting. This is Jamal Brown. No, this is Brandon Smith. This is my buddy. Welcome back, Brandon. Now, this is interesting. His number is 447. That adds up to 15, and 1 plus 5 is 6. That's what I'm telling you. It seems like a lot of people are focusing either on relationships, money, health, makeups, breakups, adjustments, home. But in his case, there are sevens. In fact, Brandon, I know for a fact, is a Libra, which is the six. Six governs Librans, governs Tauruses, or anybody born on the 6th, 15th, or 24th. That only because I know Brandon. So there's only one Brandon Jamal Smith I know. Um, there could be another one, but I think that's my buddy right there. And I think that's his little daughter he's holding too. So it just simply means that he is ready to do something with either relationship, his home, his family, his health, his appearance, his swagger, his education, things of that nature. But if you look at it, notice the two fours and the seven. Fours and sevens are loner numbers in numerology, which means he might want to do this, but do it under the radar, not advertise or tell everybody what he's doing, but quietly subterfuge in terms of like not letting people, in other words, don't woke them, let them sleep would be the word that used to be used. So in other words, keeping things to himself and quietly, methodically building, which is the nature of a four. And it means also thinking outside the box too. So if there's anything affecting the home, relationships, it means something coming up. And it also indicates, since the last number is a seven, finding out about something or someone that you may not have known about before, even yourself. Okay. So that's how I see that, Brandon. And thanks so much for that. And by the way, Brandon Smith is going to be one of the persons we're going to have on as a guest too. I'm going to have a lot of people on, and it's all designed to help you help yourself. Okay. So I think that's it for the moment. And I'm looking at my time. We're doing good. We're doing good. Teresa said that she is a, what's this? She's a number one person born on March the 28th. She certainly is, but she's an Aries one. See, because you can have people born on the 28th under the 12 different months or 12 different signs. But in her case, she's a fire sign with a fire number. So that means this is a sister that don't play. Um, ladies and gentlemen, if you had an understanding of how this works, and it is so incredibly, incredibly simple, this would help you so much in starting up conversations, understanding the person that you're talking to, understanding the person you're trying to impress, and especially when I talk about impress on an interview, job interview, or other types of interviews that you feel is very significant or important. All righty. Since she's a fire sign with a fire number, that means she's full of action. So you can't say, well, you know how sometimes we talk that smack. Yeah, boo, I got a jet around the corner. It's all fueled up. And she will, and see, you don't play her because she'll say, oh, you got a jet, huh? Well, why don't we go around the corner, get in the jet, and we fly to my girlfriend's house so you can see, girl, I just flew over your house. So if you, sometimes we guys talk that talk, with her, the men have to walk that walk, I would say. If not, they're not going to be in her space long. And by the way, to no fault of your own, Teresa, although you didn't give the year, one thing is clear. You definitely, from your birthday, attract younger men, and even when you were younger, men from different cultures too. So if you're from the States and they're from the Caribbean, or you're from the Caribbean, they're from the States or another part of the world, that would not surprise me at all. All righty. So let's see what else we got. Let's see. Oh, and Brandon just says, because remember his numbers was 447, which had the 15-6, and he says, I have a friend who's a Libra born on the 15th. I don't think it's my cousin TJ who's a Libra born on the 15th, but this world is small. And see, even then, let's say you got a person born the same month and day, then what is it about them that makes it different? Everybody wasn't born at the same time. Everybody wasn't born in the same year. Everybody wasn't born in the same city. So there are many very factors that affect sometimes the outcome of everything, you know. So I would say that that's how that works. We did Kelly. I think we did about everybody so far. Yeah, a lot of sixes though. I noticed in threes. Okay, Andrea Bear, we did her too. Tiffany, we didn't do a Tiffany. So here we go, Tiffany. All righty. 6, 8, and 3 in terms of her career. Well, it adds up to a number one. It adds up to 19, 1. And so what that means is one is denote the princess of heaven, the prince of heaven. Since she's a woman, I would call her the princess of heaven. So Tiffany Lassiter wants to know about career. Well, the numbers that she gave is yes, is definitely the answer to the question in terms of her career. Whether she gets some traction or movement, yes, is definitely the answer to that. It also means that she is due to, if not change careers, get a boost in her careers by a raise or promotion, recognition, acknowledgement, something of that nature. Um, it also indicates that she might want to do something new in her job situation if she's presently doing the same old, same old. That for her, okay, I need to make a change and I need to do something totally different or much better than what I've done before. It also indicates that whoever's in her space has to be self reliant. She could be thinking of a Leo, an Aries, or an Aquarius, or people born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th of the month. But the point is that she should do very, very well. If these numbers match your birthday, then that makes it even more significant. All righty. So let's see 1 second. I think we may have gotten everybody. Yes, I do think so. I think Anita. Yeah, we got you, Anita. Teresa, Andrea. Okay, good. I think we got everybody. Um, yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, let me say this before I wrap this up. This is going to be a shorter version. Please like, subscribe, share, if you want to. Um, some of the people that helped me get this are happy the way the numbers are going. The numbers I really care about are the numbers I'm trying to share with you so you can be in the right place at the right time in perfect harmony with the universe so you can make your life easier. Man, just, having knowledge of this nature is so, so amazing. Even Nikola Tesla said, those who understand the 3, 6, and 9 understand the universe. And in fact, I'm going to have quite a few people on talking about all kinds of things from Nikola Tesla to quantum physics to the pyramids. It's just going to be interesting. All I got to do, all I'm asking is you hang in there with me for the weeks and the months on, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And then I encourage you to reach out to them to get a session or to get a better understanding of what they do. All righty. So before I say anything else, let me do a couple of promotions. The September newsletter is out, although it's still August, with tomorrow being the last day. If you want to get the September, August that Kaya French and I do each and every month, it is now available. You can get it at two sites. One is my site, lloyd-strayhorn.com. For the newbies, as I always say, that's spelled LLOYD, then STRAYHORN. That's lloydstrayhorn.com. Or you can get it from Kaya French, her in, and that's KYAFRENCH, just like the language, just like the country. So it is Kaya French, KYAFRENCH. Mine is Lloyd Strayhorn, LLOYD Strayhorn, STRAYHORN. Also, in addition to the newsletter, my online course is back on sale. Okay. Now, I tell people about the class. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about so you can see. Let me go here, I think. All right, I want to show you a map. Okay. Take a look at this map. go. Here I am. Okay, and let me do something else. Let me get this straight. No matter where you are, if you learn this, if you take my course and learn this, you can walk this planet Earth, okay, and still be in business. All right. You don't have to worry about things. And in my wildest dreams, in my wildest dreams, never had I imagined that numerology had this global influence. I mean, I knew it, but I wasn't able to prove it. So people would say, well, Lloyd, yeah, you're a nice guy, all that other stuff. But this is a testimony. Those dots that you saw that sprinkled across this globe are where every single one of the students have signed on for learn from Lloyd how to read a person like a book, and learn from Lloyd the next step in numerology. And I'm going to have one of the designers of the format that made it possible for me to get on this site for you to register. And her name is Jackie Levine. She's a numerologist in her own right. So I'm going to be having a lot of exciting people in the weeks and months ahead that you will see. Even King Simon, my buddy, my brother, Kaya French, my co-partner, Brandon, I mean, the list is going to go on. So it's going. You're going to be in for a world of entertainment. Taiwo, Taio, Taiwo. Yes, that is her name. Tarot. Then another lady, Abena. I've got about three tarot ladies. Now you might say, Lloyd, you got a whole lot of tarot ladies, but there is so much to all of this. I can have on 8 numerologists in a row, but there will be one who will share things and not uh, have something that maybe I did not discuss that interests them most. So that's why with astrology, I've got tons of astrology books. You think, well, one astrology book would do. You think one numerology book would do. But there's so many angles of developments in these metaphysical sciences. And by the way, as I was saying last Monday, now I see they're coming up with this word pseudo science. Well, when it comes to astrology, when it comes to palmistry, when it comes to numerology, these are ancient sciences. I guarantee you, these are very, very ancient sciences. And when I say that, again, my illustration is, let's say you go and get a chart done from an astrologer. I don't care, and I'm going to have plenty on too. Well, in order for them to do the chart, he or she must have 5 pieces of information: the month you're born, the day, the year you're born, the time you're born, and the location of your birth. There is no other way to do it. Pseudo means to me, you go to one astrologer, he takes your temperature. What colors are you talking about today? They don't work like that. No matter where you go on this globe. So when you saw all those dots across this map showing my classes, it shows you universality that this is a science. I mean, you can't tell me that in 21 languages, 64 countries, that this is a pseudoscience. I defy anyone. And then prove to me it is a pseudoscience. So that's what it seems to be. There seems to be a lot of monitoring of certain topics, certain things. But I'll put it like this: numerology, astrology, palmistry, tarot, these are multi-billion-dollar industries, metaphysics. You cannot tell me they're going to go out because one person or one group or organization or one country says it's a pseudoscience. It'll never work like that. So I'm saying they can do that, but I'm here to tell you that's not the deal. That these are sciences, and I got to be honest, whether people like it or not, numerology and astrology in particular are ancient African sciences. That's a fact, not an opinion. Okay. So yes, there's this cancel culture and all this other stuff. I get it. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to acknowledge other people's contribution. How unfortunate. But for people who, to me, are supposed to be secure, that sounds like a very insecure position to take, whoever those people may be, black, white, or indifferent. That's all I'm saying. So, um, so what I'm saying is that these are ancient sciences that have been here and is going to be here long after we leave the planet Earth. Trust me. As of Wednesday, well, when the moon is in the sign of Cancer, is it? Yes. Let me see. Wednesday. Yep. It goes into Cancer on Wednesday morning, in the wee hours of the morning. I'm going to have a very special guest. Okay. And her name is Kalia Washington. She is a solar biologist. That is the title she's given herself. Okay. This is Kalia. Kalia and I go back, shall we say, I can on here. Okay. So everybody, I want to thank you. Let me see. I hope I got to everybody. Let me just do one last check of this. Barbara Herndon. Barbara, what's the name of the crystal lady? Don't have it off the top, but I'll make sure Wednesday I have it for you. Yes, I'm going to have one or two crystal ladies. As I said, I'm going to have a whole lot of people. Now, she says, Alma says she can't hear. I don't know. Barbara Herndon says she can't hear. Okay. Well, my mic is not mute. Nope. I have no idea why that is. Such as the age of technology, the sound went out. I have no idea, but anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us. This is Live with Lloyd, where the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment. And I look forward to seeing everyone again this Wednesday with my very special guest, Kalia. And for those that can't hear, I have no idea why you can't hear. Um, anyway, I want to thank everybody. Have a blessed day until then. Peace.